All
think we're ready.
right. Hey, it is Friday, April 3rd. No, the 3rd. Start over. Start. No, already messed up, bro. Already
We're
messed up.
getting off to an excellent start.
Okay.
April 3rd.
Today is Friday, April 3rd, and welcome to the first After 9 show.
Welcome.
Co-host,
Hello.
Eddie D, joined by Jaron and Jay Duff. Say what's up,
You
fellas.
can call me G though.
Did you make up your mind?
That's G and
You can call me both.
our co-host and producer, Jay Duff.
You.
Hey, so we're just, and the way we came together, we're just three friends, three dads, putting our kids to sleep after 9 o'clock and finding the time to just catch up and talk about the things that are happening in our lives, whether it's, you know, just our everyday lives, things that are happening new, through sports, movies, TV, music, things we just want to talk about. And, you know, for us to get together, because, you know, it's a different time that we're in now, and for us to finally get the few moments to just let it off our chests and to talk, right, fellas?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes, fellas.
All right, so just to give you a background of ourselves, me, I'm 37. I'm a single father, divorced for about 45 years. A beautiful daughter who's 7, turning 16. And for me, you know, I'm a sales professional in the hospitality industry, but
Damn, she's 7.
So, that's long to what?
She's 7.
She's 7, dude.
Yeah, where did
Crazy
that time go?
Man. It is.
That's crazy.
And so, you know, and
Wow.
you know, I'm a huge sports fan. So, and you know, we just want to talk about that. G, like to pass it off to you.
I am also 37. Damn, that's crazy.
Y'all are old.
I am. Look who's talking, bro. 37 currently. I have a 4-year-old who is, I don't think, asleep right now because I hear him moving around downstairs. He is also a handful, but I love him to death. I'm also been in a relationship for 7 years. Damn. But yeah, working. So I've been at a hotel for 6 years and some change. So just doing that, and that's about it. I'm sure we'll get into more as we go. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna pass it off to J Duff, aka Joe,
Yeah.
or it's the other way, Joe, aka J Duff.
What's up, fam? It's your boy J Duff. I go by J Duff.
The whole intro. And
By the
Ed is
way-
holding a bat.
By the way, if you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and hit that like button. It'll really help a lot. So
We're
yeah,
doing that right away too.
yeah, they call me J Duff because I used to be a performing artist, but now I'm a photographer and videographer and drone pilot.
Used to be.
You know, I still dabble. You know, music's still in me, but right now I'm behind the camera instead of in front of it. Well, I'm in front of it now because you guys dragged me on here. But yes, I am also a first-time new father. My daughter is 7 months now. So, you know, you got a 7-year-old. I have a 7-month-old.
Damn,
So I'm gonna
that's
be
crazy.
I'm gonna be asking you guys for advice a lot.
I don't know
we've
what
known each
I'm
other.
doing.
Yeah, you got a
we've
boy,
known-
you got girls.
Yeah.
Easier.
Oh sure, you guys got
Oh
girls.
yeah, I have a beautiful girl. I'm currently married to my high school sweetheart. She's staring straight at me. This is kind of awkward.
Is she?
She's right. She's
I
right.
know, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially like when I hear them downstairs, it's
She's
like
right there. But that's not gonna hold
I
me
feel-
back from talking mad crap. Okay. So that's me. I'm here. Let's. I would like to take the time to say, this is originally a podcast idea. Now a video podcast, and now is the perfect time because we're all locked up, and this is the perfect way to see each other and talk to each other. But I would like to point that out just because currently this is the quality of the video right now, but we'll get into why we're all locked up in a second. So yeah, go ahead, Ed.
Well, you know, something that Joe talked about, you know, with him and his wife meeting since high school, you know, we've had friendships for, gosh, 20 plus years. Kind of epicenter around Jaren here. So
Yeah.
I could say that, I've known Jaren since the second grade. For us, and then how we all kind of came together is we were pretty good friends and pretty much best friends until eighth grade, and we all went to different high schools afterwards. So we were best friends for about 6 years, and from high school, Jaren went to school near he moved from his hometown in Oakland to Pinole, which I can segue to you, Jaren, how you and Joe got together.
So you guys just heard I met Ed in second grade. That's crazy. And then I met Joe the very first day of high school. The very first day of high school, I knew probably 3 people going into high school. One is Justin, whom we all know, and the other 2 were neighbors. Yeah, the other 2 were neighbors. So those are the only 3 people I knew going into Pinole Valley. So how do we meet? Without making it too long, the very first class of the first, it was a first period, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna say the teacher's name because I don't think we could do that. But
I don't even remember the teacher's name. Do you remember the teacher's name? Was it history class stuff?
I think it was history class. Yeah.
Okay.
So we so it was the first day of class, and I just heard somebody making comments behind me saying stuff. Like you were just like, oh, I don't even know what you're saying, bro, but you're just saying anything. And I think you were talking about the teacher.
No.
And then I just turned around. Yes, you.
I sat in front of you.
But yeah, he was just talking. And then I turned around and I was like, "What's up?" And we've just been friends ever since. And then it turns out he's actually my neighbor. On top of that, but that's we didn't know we were neighbors till halfway through the school year. Remember that?
Yeah, you were.
Remember you were walking up the hill?
I was walking up the hill, and then somebody driving up is like waving at me in the car. I'm like, who the hell is that? And then I'm still walking up the hill, and he comes down at the top of the hill. It's like, Joe. I was like, what? What do you even? Yeah.
And then pretty much been boys ever since. And
apparently we've been neighbors for years. And while I was indoors writing poems, I would always be looking out the window at the kids playing on the street.
That's hella funny.
Well, after high school, then I didn't talk to you all through high school though.
No, we didn't say a word to each other through high school, which is crazy.
Yeah, dude, until after high school.
I have video of him at my house.
But it was after
when I had like
that
high
was
school
after
parties.
high school though.
No, really? No? Okay.
Yeah, that's racist.
Wait, what?
You're saying they all look alike, bro. He wasn't at the house in high school.
Damn, all Filipinos look alike. Shit, Joe.
Who's the one that left Oakland and then replaced his other Filipino friend with this Filipino friend?
But I was there. I was there. But no, I think after that, we just kind of we all got together, whether it's going to Joe's house, I don't know if we did random trips up to Sacramento to go see Jaren.
Wait, yeah. You guys came up to visit me, right?
Yeah, like at least twice.
I know I know I have a story. We don't go that one yet. We'll wait for it.
Nah, that'll be a future podcast. Jesus.
But yeah, as you can see, we're just friends. Now we're just going through a lot of things in life, and for us, it's a lot of changes. A lot of good times for us growing up and memories. But now we're making memories with our own families. And trying to adjust the times, because as right now we're going through a situation. I think we're all here right now. And, something that Jaren wanted to say is we've always wanted to do this, or we wanted to start this off all together live. But because
and it'll happen.
But right now we're all in our spots. I'm in San Jose.
Together live? No.
Herc? The Herc?
The Herc. Just say Hercules.
Hercules, all right.
H-Town? H-Town?
No, because you're going to disrespect people from the real H-Town.
But
We don't want no
like I
problems.
said, we want to do this live, but with what's going on in the world,
Quarantining.
we all have our own situations and our own things that are our realities, right? Where how we're raising our families, how we're living our lives, and I know Joe, you're kind of you have your own business. Me, unfortunately for me, I have a situation where a lot of time, I work in hotels and my hotel's shut down right now. So, I'm at home. G, I'd like to hand it off to you because you're out there,
I
right?
am. It's a very weird situation.
What does the
Because
city
I'm
look
still
like?
working.
Is it
Dead.
just? Oh my God, yeah.
Dead. And it's weird. Like I think because the lockdown happened on what day, fellas? Was it the 16th?
The 15th to 16th, yeah.
Yeah. So like just even going to the city, and was still taking public transportation at that point.
Mhm.
So usually I'm on a full bus going to work. Like the bus is usually like completely full. And that morning there was probably about 5 of us on the bus. So that's when I was definitely like, oh wow, right? Okay. And then I get to the city, get off the bus. And even though I get to work, because I get up at 4 every day, 4 in the morning. But even when I get to the city, there's people, there's people going to work. It's movement. Now it's pretty much just me and homeless people out there, you know.
Wow.
So that felt strange, right? Then on top of that, walking into a hotel, like a hotel that is a staple in San Francisco, and there not being anybody there, there's nobody there. So it's like a shell of what it is. It's a strange feeling. I think like the first 2 or 3 days was eerie. Like our lobby restaurants closed. Whole sections, whole portions of our building are closed. So for such a, I guess, historic hotel, it definitely feels weird. The first 3 days. Weird thing now, 3 weeks in, I guess we are now, right?
Hmm.
I've gotten used to it, but
Wow.
there's just nobody there, fellas. It's like
But how
it's
does it feel like going on the buses and like, do you interact with people or the thing is that
well, I see a few of my regulars, so we speak. Um, so I definitely see a few of my regulars, and you say hello, but everybody's in gloves. Now people are in masks, so it's weird. Like and as you guys are all kind of going through it, especially like you you rethink shaking people's hands. Like you don't shake people's
Mm.
hands. You don't. You're giving people like elbow bumps. You're
But like, are
like,
you like my thing is like, are you like how you be able to walk? There's certain people you can't say hi to. You give a head nod or you make eye contact. Are you able to say hi?
oh
Because
yeah,
for me, like
oh
I
that
walk
doesn't
around.
change.
Some people say hi and good morning when I'm taking a walk. When trying to do a quick workout in the
Yeah,
morning.
no,
Some people just
I don't
try to
feel
keep
like.
their distance.
Well, I mean, you guys can speak to that too. Like, I don't feel like that's changed. Like, you still see people and you say hello. Now, uh, I mean, I don't know if your experiences are different, but like, of course, like when you see somebody, like you might acknowledge them, you might say hi, but you're not. Like, obviously, you're not shaking nobody's hand. You're
Yeah.
kind of keeping your distance from people. It's like you rethink everything, and it's strange, especially for me because I'm in a people business. I don't know. I know there's better
Right.
words to kind of say that, but I'm talking to people. I'm doing transactions. I'm doing things, and you rethink everything every time I look at an ID or do anything. It's like, all right, like you rethink it. You're
Hmm.
sanitized. You do like I'm sanitizing every 2 to 3 minutes. Which is crazy, but I still say hi to people. Still courteous.
But how's
I don't
that
know if you
mental?
guys are experiencing.
How's that mental state though? Like we're for us,
You know what?
we see that hospitality industry. Like you see, like if you're in the city, you're in San Francisco, you have conferences all the time. You're in a hotel that has 600 people at it. at one time 1,000 people to what 30 people, and half of them are your staff? Like how's that situation? Because that could.
I don't even think we got. I think for as far as guests, we probably have 7
Wow.
people, and staff. Like especially at a major hotel, you know, there's hundreds of people staff, hundreds, and now there's maybe 15. You know,
Wow.
like what would you say, Ed, on a regular day? Like, what would you say? How many people are staffed at a hotel? I know that's like a
Well,
ridiculous
it depends
question
on
to
the number
ask,
of
but
rooms. Like, I worked at a hotel. You're looking at maybe 250. You
I think
know,
we got more than that though, bro. Like, think
so
about banquets alone.
that's like 20, 25 people.
Banquets,
Yeah, it depends
like
on
all
if
the banquet serving. All right, what about housekeeping? We have
housekeeping.
one
You could probably
housekeeper.
get 30 to 40 people.
No,
Really?
we got like 66 to 70.
All at one time?
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm lying. We got like housekeepers alone. There's 134.
Wow. Even now, or
No,
Oh no,
now one.
one. So like you see what's
I
happening.
mean, but
One
you still
one
have to
housekeeper.
maintain the
Yeah, but
establishment, right?
how many rooms do you have occupied? 15, 20, and people
No,
don't
not
leave.
even.
You don't have to
So
fix it. Like as of right
We
now, Joe,
probably
J Duff,
8
it's
to 10.
like the thing is like if people like I'm sure like what happens is that if it's short staffed, they advise people like just let us know if you want us to flip the room or clean up the room. But if you don't have to, you don't have to, and you
yeah.
only have to clean the room if they leave, right? And if they knew somebody else is coming in. So it's just affecting everybody where like people aren't getting their hours and whatnot. Like I think for you, hey Joe, like what's your situation? Because I know you have to meet with clients, and you're meeting with
Not
couples,
right now.
families. Like what's your
Right.
situation? Because
So my main clients were corporations, small businesses, commercial clients,
Damn,
and
talk, bro.
and then now
Talk.
now all of them have, of course, rescheduled to unknown dates. So currently, I have no work, and that's across almost all of the photographers and videographers in the industry right now. There's, if you're doing weddings are canceled.
Everything.
If you're
Look,
doing everything, events are the biggest, and
everything.
that also intertwines with your guys' business.
Yeah, everything's canceled.
Yeah, everything has been. So right now, I'm just, stay-at-home dad, and
are you guys
hopefully
okay? Are you guys good?
Yeah, well, luckily, Joylyn works in the healthcare business, or
Is she there?
unluckily, she's she's literally right in front of me. Yeah.
What's up? What's up, girl?
So she's still working. We're blessed to have that income, that revenue coming in. And a funny thing, actually, I haven't made a major gear purchase in maybe 2 years. And this year I was maybe a week or two before the lockdown, I was going to drop a considerable amount of money. Okay. And then one major item in my cart was out of stock. And then I was just waiting for it to come back in. And then we got locked down. And then all the clients started canceling and rescheduling. So if that one item didn't go out of stock, I would have been sitting on a very large purchase that I'm not even using. And so that was almost.
You would have been like, return that, Joe.
Yeah. I hate to return gear, but once I got it, though, I would have loved to play with it. But yeah, that kind of lucked out there.
It's like a blessing in disguise, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's the only silver lining is now, I have that X amount of money to, push through this, right? I didn't drop it on something to be used on clients. So.
The crazy thing too, I was just kind of thinking about it, was like how people say like everybody has their own thing going on. Like everybody has something going on in their life in terms of I'm not gonna say baggage, but like issues, whatever the case may be, right? But then, like, we're literally in a situation where every single person is being affected by this, right? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So literally every single one of us is going through like this in our own way, which is a trip. You know what I mean?
Because the same thing happened with me, where and I think I got caught up in, I don't know what it was, how I think, I don't know for you guys, but how serious it was, because you would think it was, oh, it happened overseas, and the initial reports based on what you hear. I'm not doing a deep dive online, but you say, oh, it's like the flu. I'm like, oh, we got the flu, we can handle the flu, and it's like it's handling certain things, and I got caught up in like the whole social media things. I do a lot of LinkedIn professionally things, and like how travel affects our industry, and how I'm like, hey, you know what? You can still travel as long as you're safe, as long as you're not, you know, elderly or with preconditioned or pre-existing conditions. You can travel and you can do these things, because we were starting to hear things that we need to postpone and push something out, or we need to cancel.
Yeah.
And I got caught up of like, hey, nah, dude, we're good. You're all right. We got things. I posted a picture on CNN with the vice president and the director from the CDC saying, just travel safely. But this is crazy how things escalate, and I don't know if you can. I don't know if we get into the politics of it and how we weren't prepared, but how, dude, we just heard today, like unemployment is going over double digits for the first time in a long time. And
Which
it's
I
not even
may be
about
there
that. Jaren, you're lucky. You're right
couple
now,
of
knock
weeks.
on wood, you have your hours.
Nah,
but it's
bro.
But no, I'm just saying, people, you're not unemployed, but let's say, okay, you're
Oh yeah,
employed, but you only get 10 hours instead of 40 hours. Or
yeah.
you're
It's
still
crazy.
employed, but you're furloughed. So you're still employed, but
Yeah.
you're not getting paid. So those people don't even count either, right? And then now with Joe, who's a independent contractor, who's in his situation where he's not getting his gigs and his events. So like it just all come together, and it's like, man, how could things have been different? But I guess now we just have to live in the reality of, you know, like it's just weird being at home. Like there's days where you want to be home, and I'm a homebody. I like being a homebody, but dude, I want to go out. I want to go for a run. I want to talk to people. But now
You
it's
know
like
the
I've
flip
had
side.
that
The
thing
flip
where
side. Yeah.
I want to talk to people, but you're like, gosh, I walk down the street and like, gosh, I gotta step away and walk in the street and walk instead of walking on the sidewalk because of what's going on, right?
Jaren, have you driven into the city yet? Like, what is that drive like to go over the
I've
Bay
honestly.
Bridge? And
So just to keep it real, I've still been taking the bus, which probably, and I just decided, which after we heard some news tonight, which I'm sure we'll get into later, Ed, um, I'm not taking the bus anymore. I'm just not. I'm gonna drive, because the bus. I mean, at the moment, nothing's safe. That's just the reality of it. But public transportation is definitely not safe. You know. So as of Monday, I will start driving into the city. But there's no traffic. The weird thing is the traffic has gotten increasingly busier. You know, like the first like few days or week, like 3-4 days, it was like dead. You know, like there was just nobody on the freeway. Like just being on the bus and looking, right? But it's gotten busier. It's definitely there's more people out, which we could talk about. Are people actually social distancing? You know,
that's another
because
thing.
some
Some days
days
people
it
aren't
feels
doing it
like
here.
it, and some days people just aren't doing it. Like I
Right.
don't. There's hella people out. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, chill, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what's that because of. Like, maybe just people got to be out, but just
I think just people
chill.
just like, I think it is. It's like it's the risk of, I don't know what it is, where I feel people want that social. See, my
So,
situation is that I have a roommate. I have roommates, right? So I live in San Jose, so at least I get to talk to them. But again, there's you still want to talk to other people, and then talking to your situation.
Wait, are you still saying?
So no, I am.
Okay.
I'm still seeing my daughter like twice a week.
We'll get the hang of this. We'll get used to this.
Yeah, we'll get it. So I'm seeing my daughter twice a
right.
week, but again, I'm just trying to minimize it because again, at the end of the day, and we'll get to this another topic. Like you want to see her as much as I can. I FaceTime with her every day, but
Yeah. See, I didn't even think about that. Like, are you like, because technically we're supposed to be quarantining, right? Like quarantining honestly is out the window for me because like I'm quarantining on the weekends because I'm working Monday through Friday. You know what I mean?
And I pick my spots, right? I just make sure that there's time in between, and if I'm not feeling anything, and not getting too much where it is, but with my daughter lives with her mom and my ex-wife who has a pre-existing condition, and who lives with her grandma who's older, right, with also another pre-existing condition. So you just want to be mindful of what.
Look at all the things you have to think about now. You got to think about
that's
all
the
of
one
that.
thing is that you can't be selfish. Like this weekend is my weekend with her. I've missed so many weekends already, especially my situation with my dad, right, going to the Philippines.
That's tough.
Right.
I'm assuming you haven't seen your parents, right?
Well, I haven't seen my parents in 2 weeks. I dropped some stuff off in their front porch. I picked something up and I left. That was it. Like I didn't go into the house. I didn't go and say hi just because again, you just never know. But yeah, it's you want to try to get your mind off things and whatnot. But I guess to segue into our next topic of what's going on, like what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, this is Joe's favorite topic. Like, what do we usually do to kind of get your mind away to escape and, back to go to sports, right, Joe? J-Duff?
I couldn't wait. I'm just looking at the show notes like, can we just get to the sports already? I mean, the sports is everything. It's my life. Let me tell you something a little bit about me in sports.
Let me switch it up a bit. We'll switch it up.
There you go. See,
there we go.
Ed wasn't just holding the bat for protection.
I know.
He for some reason has all the sports equipment.
Yeah. So what you've been doing, like, when your son's playing with his Hot Wheels, so what have you been doing to get your sports fix? Because, we all heard before the things where
first of all,
sporting events were not going to happen, or were going to happen without fans. And then with the NBA closing, soccer and NHL, now baseball isn't happening, right, Joe?
Yeah.
I cannot believe that all the sports are leaving. It's just there's so much sports that we need to have in our lives to sports.
So what you been doing, G? What you been trying?
So first, let me start off by saying, like, the main reason why I miss sports is because I used to be able to, at least if the Warriors came on, I could be like, look, like, I'm watching this game, all right? Like, I could settle in, I could watch the game. But now that there's no game, honestly, I barely watch TV. Like, watching, like, the Warriors games and watching, like, the few little sporting things was, like, my only little time to kind of, like, dive in and, like, just sit down and watch it. Now is wrestling, like, with him. Daddy, let's wrestle. And I, like, it literally, when I walk in the door from work, Daddy, let's wrestle. And I'm like, 5 minutes. He's like, okay, 2. I'm like, okay, 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes. But the little time that I do get to kind of actually put the TV on and watch, I'm watching, like, classic games, like, mainly, like, Warriors classic games, like the finals versus 2017 versus the Cavs. I think they won in 5 that year. So I've been watching that.
I thought it was 6. You sure it wasn't 6?
Yeah, okay, bro.
That was 2015, Joe. You're getting the
oh man.
2015.
I don't know.
Hey, even when he's wrong, he's right. Even when he's wrong, he's right. So I watched that.
Is right. He just got the years mixed up, with 3 chips.
Right. 20. Yes. 6,
2015.
Joe, wait. So
2015,
Joe, did you
2015.
watch any? Did you watch any of the Warriors games?
No, I caught a
even
couple
watched-
Warriors games because my wife. See, I can't even say it. My wife watches basketball.
All right, hey, J-Duff, can you name 3 Warrior players?
Oh, Darren, trying to put you on blast. I know you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know.
Oh, so
okay.
Draymond Green.
Name the 3 players. Just name 3 players.
Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Steph Curry.
Okay.
Hey,
That's
come
right.
on, bro. There's just
Come on. Buddy. You could be a former
come
Warrior.
on,
I care.
come on, bro. I believe
Michael
in
Jordan. Michael Jordan.
You.
We got you.
Oh, my
For the
God.
Michael Jordan for the win. Michael Jordan for the win.
Oh my God, bro! I have faith in you.
Come on, dude. You have one more player. Just name. You can ask
One
your
Warrior
wife to give you a
player.
clue.
One Warrior player. Does
I named like 10 of them already. What do you want me to?
I'm gonna just.
I gotta do
Does
2
Joanna
more.
know?
One more.
Now she's asleep. You already knew
Oh,
that
okay.
was the answer.
Oh yeah, come on, bro. I know her.
She's used to my volume, so I'm imagining it's like white noise to her.
And she sleeps at the drop of a hat. So
That's right.
Just keep it
Yeah.
real.
That's absolutely correct. So we got Draymond, we got Steph, we got
Clay.
Dude, look it up for like here, dude.
Klay Thompson. Hey.
Hey.
There you go.
And you know I'm gonna edit this so that it looks like I said them all in a row.
Hey, that's good.
without a misstep.
All right.
Yep, that's right.
Hey
Talk
man,
that
you
talk.
know what? I've been missing sports, dude. I watched is it Twitch?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
bro,
life.
you're tripping for
esports?
that.
Yeah, dude.
Like
I
video
watched
games?
my first esports. It was
You're
so
tripping.
Madden's a football game, and what they did is they put all
Joe,
the
do you
best
know
players
that?
from all the different teams all
Bro,
together, and they did
bro,
a
I used to
tournament.
get you Madden games.
Cool.
That's Joe filled us in with all of our sports and what we've been trying to do. But I guess for us, we're just trying to close this up. We like to end each podcast with a topic called "Say It with Your Chest." So it could be anything,
Oh shoot.
Yeah. But for me, this is our first video cast podcast, and I'm dedicated to my cousin EJ. Unfortunately, he passed away to thing that's going around right now. And he was 49 years young. He was a pharmacist up in Seattle, and me, you guys are my brothers, but I'm an only child, and I never, I didn't have any brothers and sisters. So my cousins growing up were my brothers, and I had a cousin who passed away 5 years ago. So it was 4 of us, EJ, Wendy, Jude, Reggie, and myself, and they're all older than me. I was the youngest one. I used to always tag along. They used to call me Guilt Trip because I used to cry to my mom and why don't they hang out with me? Because I wanted to hang out with them, and it just gives you the perspective of at this time, it's like pick up the phone. When my dad was going through his situation, I always reached out to him and he checked up on me, and he was out there. He was a healthcare professional being out there, and he had to do what he had to do. And you have your wife out there who works for the healthcare industry, Joe, and it's just like it's my girlfriend. She's a nurse, and we have family members in the industry as well. So being Filipinos and all that, there's got to be somebody who's a nurse or whatnot. But just be thankful. Thank those people who are around you. And I think this is what brings this kind of thing together. It's like, gosh, how many times have we even gotten together in the last few months? That one time we were at Jen, your parents' house. That was the last time we were all together, right?
That was a good time, man.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
You got the kids together and things like that.
Yeah.
So just, cherish the moments, right? Just don't, even if you have a beef, drop it a bit just to say hello. And if you want to send a text and they want to pick up the phone call, send a text. And if they don't want to hit you back up, then you put it out there that you, at least you care, But so this goes out to my cousin EJ, my mom. So that's me. So who's ever ready?
Yep. You want to go, Joe?
Damn. How do I
Yeah,
follow that
well,
up?
I'll follow, not to continue on the same theme, but since you did that, not to get cheesy, but it is what it is. Um, I was riding the bus into work, and End of the Road came on. That's like a terrible song to listen to when you're like, it's a fantastic song, but as you know, like that could get you all in your feels, which I don't like. But as you know, Ed, I think I told you, Joe. I don't even know if I told you, but my uncle passed away. You know.
Yeah.
Um. So like, I just started reflecting. Same thing, Ed. Like, just how could you not have your mind and your mental on just everything with everything that's going on? Like, um, unfortunately for me, um, where I go to an empty building. I'm standing at work and I'm blessed. I feel so blessed that I'm getting paid right now because I know there's a lot of people who are out of work right now, like, so it's hitting me different because I'm not seeing, I should say, so many people that I'm used to seeing every day. I'm not seeing them anymore, because they're not there, like a lot of people got laid off. But yeah, my uncle passed away, so I just started reflecting on loved ones, you know, because that's where we're at right now. We're in a kind of a weird time right now. So like, I just started thinking about my uncles and just people that I've lost, and it's like, I feel blessed that I'm still here, like I'm here, So even though it's challenging right now, like I have an opportunity to like carry them with me and like do something with myself because I got some loved ones that aren't here, you know so like I need to make the most of this opportunity while I have it, in career and friendships and everything. So it's just about getting through this time. Stephanie, we have a whiteboard in our room and she always writes quotes in our room. And one of the things she wrote before all this went down, um, was, and I probably am not saying it right, but you guys will feel me. It's like, without challenge, um, with challenge comes change. You know, so it's like we're going through a challenging time right now, but like obviously, Ed, like you're going through what you're going through, but and it's a challenge. Like we all know, Joe, it's a challenge. Like we're all going through it, which is the crazy thing, right? But something's gonna come out of it. Like, bro, like I know, Ed, like I know you're about to come out on top, because you got no choice. Like you gotta get it. And I know you will. Joe, you gotta get it and you will, right? Because we got no choice. We're here. So while we're here, we're just gonna kind of take it on the chin, but we're gonna go and we're gonna move forward from it because we got no choice. We can't stop because this thing is keeping us down. Like we gotta just do what we gotta do, and we have to we gotta make some changes. We gotta get through it, and we will, and that's kind of goes for everybody, so to speak, which is weird. Everybody's gotta kind of adjust to this thing, and the world's gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep going with it. So
That's right.
I blame Ed for bringing this up,
All
but
right.
Well said.
G.
Well
All
said.
right.
I don't know, man.
J Duff, why don't you close up
I
shop
I
and bring us
I think
home?
that I think that was the perfect way to close this. I,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know how to. That was
It's
beautiful,
Ed's
Jared.
fault.
That was beautiful. The only thing that came to mind was when my wife and I traveled to Japan for the first time. It was almost like a culture shock because if you're walking down the street, they go out of their way to see you and move to the side
Mm,
like dozens of feet before you even cross,
mm,
because they're so aware of you, and the culture is so different that
that's interesting.
it's about others, it's about respect. And then
Dang, I like
you know
that.
you come home and it's me. It's all about me. We're on our phones. We're in Japan. You could leave your phone on the table. You could leave your keys in your bike or your car, and then it's perfectly safe. Everyone's just aware of each other and respects each other. And I think while you were talking, Jaron, I think if we come out of this, and like the ones that do care, and we do all have to care to get through this, is to think about others. If we care about our elderly and we want our loved ones to survive this, we have to take it seriously and think about others. We have to not hoard the toilet paper, because there's an elderly community that probably can't even get it. There's another, they can't get masks. They can't get the things that they need because we're all hoarding it for ourselves. When you think about it, right now, at this time, the younger people are going to be okay, supposedly. And if we're just hoarding everything for ourselves, like it's like saying we don't care about our elderly, we don't care about our loved ones that are older. And then what happens when it starts getting younger, like the sickness? And we just have to be more, I hope that we come out of this more conscious of each other, almost the same way that I experienced in Japan.
I really hope so.
Yeah. Hopefully we learn to think about others in this scenario, and we come out.
Do you guys really think there'll be change, though?
I just hope we come out more conscious.
We'll go back to old habits.
I think
that's a whole other topic, though. But
like it is. I think we all go through it, especially I think everything, even with family, man. I want to keep in touch. I want to keep in touch, and then the one thing about it is that we get back into our everyday lives, right? And that's going to be our conscience. But this is a little bit, death happens, a lot of things, but this is affecting the whole world, right? So you're hoping that the courtesy that Joe was talking about, that respect, right? It's not that self-centeredness happens here, because again, I think at the end of the day, we're all social. The moment you lose that, that's when
I'm not.
You become animals, right? You just become
right.
You guys are definitely more social than me. I will say that. You guys are social butterflies for sure.
Nah.
All right, fellas. Well,
isn't that funny? Sorry, that's another show. How you guys are some social ass, and I'm like not. But that's why I gotta. Because when you guys were playing the ukulele or whatever the hell you were playing, I was like hitting the drums with the pins. I was like,
all right.
Y'all ain't gonna leave me out.
We'll bring out the instruments for another podcast. But again, fellas, thank you so much. It was an honor to put this together with both of you, with all of us.
Hopefully the first of many. And even, what? Shoot, this was therapy for me.
It's about that time. So it's on behalf of the After 9 show, our co-host Jay Duff, Jaron, Eddie, and Ed. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be safe out there. Love your loved ones.
I can't wait to do it in person.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
I definitely can't wait to do it in person.
For everyone watching, if you guys are still here and stuck around, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening.
We're doing it anyway, regardless.
Hey, that's right. Hey, hit that like.
But really, this is us hanging out, and thank you for hanging out.
Whether you subscribe or not, we're doing it. Sorry, should I not threaten you?
All right, good job, fellas. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good, man. I had a good time.
Hey, we got one.
Hey.